Welcome to This is Kimberly A. Bryant. I'm Kimberly, co-host of the Pop Culture Green Room with my twin sister. But this is my solo space to dive deeper. I'm bringing you lifestyle, pop culture, hot topics, reality TV, and fashion, with a little flavor on the side. From hitting local hot spots to cooking with your favorite celebs, we're keeping it fresh, fun, and always on trend. Let's go. What is up, all y'all good people? This is Kimberly A. Bryant.
Hi, and this is Blair Bryant.
With the Pop Culture Green Room. But of course, we are on this show here today because we are coming in with the recap of Real Housewives of Miami. Right now, we are on season 7, episode 4. I'm ready to unpack it, and we get a new chick on the scene named Stephanie. What do you think, Blair?
You know, I really like her so far because I feel like she's a bit of a departure from what you see in Miami. And she's got a little bit of a Jackie O thing going on, like kind of like a modern day Jackie O with her fashion and her hair. And I'm kind of digging it, you know. And like I said, she's a bit of a breath of fresh air because of that. And any like preconceived notions I think anyone would have, I feel like that. I mean, so far from what we've seen, I mean, it's just her first episode that she appeared. I feel like that she's quite different, and I feel like there's a little bit more of how can you say this about her? I mean, like, well, not to get it's like spoil or say too much, but until we get into the episode, but I kind of feel like that she's has a bit of a refreshing take and kind of like, you know, I think she's a bit caught off guard by what she sees, but so far I kind of dig her, you know.
I definitely do. But like you said, we are going to get into it a little bit more once we go into the episode breakdown. But you're right. She does have like that Jackie O vibe to her. She's just so class. To me, she just screams classic Chanel. Like I love her. Like I think she's great. Oh shoot. You know, I got an important call. Let me stop this.
Okay.
Sorry, I hate this. Let me pause. All right. Sorry, y'all. We're picking up and resuming where we left off at because I had a little bit of an emergency phone call pop in. But anyway, okay, so here we are. So we were talking about Stephanie and how we like her vibe. And how do you see her last name?
I haven't heard it yet. Looks like Shojay.
Maybe so. Oh, it does look like Shojay, huh? Shojay?
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I know. I'm curious though, but like I said, she seems to be a vibe. I like her, and like we said, we're gonna get into a little bit more. But she's the girl. She's real. I like it. She keeps it real. Yeah. so I think so far, I know it's a little early, but so far I am a fan of favorites. So, all right, cool. So let's get into the first scene. We have, of course, a true Miami fashion. We've got, of course, our scene with Julia. She's out here trying to belt her heart out to Louise, her I guess her vocal coach, you would call him, maybe. And she starts getting emotional and talking about what she was going through. As I show the clips of her, it's funny because when she's telling the story, it's like she's has like this dramatic meltdown and she's crying and she's telling I guess it's Louise is his name, and she's telling the story about what happened. And she's basically sounding like the water. She said like the water got poured. And it was basically, and then I show the scene. Oh no, Julia, that water did not get poured. You threw that water all over poor Guerdy because you were acting immature and like a child. That's what that was.
Like, you know, thank goodness for the camera footage.
Huh?
Because I said, thank goodness for camera footage because what the hell was that?
I know.
As if there's not going to be footage of that, of evidence of what she said, unless she blocked it out of her mind and replayed the whole thing completely different in a completely different manner. Which, I mean, some people manage to do stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like, come on now, like here she was, like, I mean. It's like she was actually playing it for the cameras, looking for a dramatic moment. And so, and decided that, you know, oh goodness, here's this woman threatening me. And then there goes the water, and especially on Guerdy, who, mind you, has been going through it enough with her own, like, you know, bout with cancer and experienced that, and it just seemed like oh, it just seemed like something just kind of it just made a mountain out of a molehill, and it just kind of I mean,
Mhm.
that was a bad taste of
I
Julia in my
agree.
mouth. I'll say that much. And she told I'm what I'm curious about too is what her singing coach thinks of this now. If you saw the episode.
I know. Especially now that, like you said, though, especially now that they put the clips in and you see how it actually played out. And she wasn't so much the victim, like she was trying to portray herself as, So very interesting. I'm sure that he'll probably take her side because she's paying him the big
Yeah,
bucks for
true,
the vocal
exactly.
lessons. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and then we get over to our let's see here. And of course, like we said, she spun her different version, whatever. So then we get to the scene where we meet Stephanie. And she, of course, is in the plane. She's there with Larsa. Larsa arrives over to the airport, I guess. Private airport, I'm guessing, in Miami. And she meets up with Stephanie. That's where we first meet her and see her. And Stephanie is very interesting because Stephanie says at first that she didn't even want to meet Larsa. She had really no interest. She was like,
Yeah.
said she was in the middle of the ocean on a yacht and got circled into this group text. Was kind of like, nope, don't want to have anything to do with it. And then all of a sudden she starts to see Larsa's personality and she's like, okay, I get it. But I could see how she and Larsa would be friends. That would make sense to me.
I can see that for sure. They seem to have good chemistry between each other. It seemed pretty genuine. So I think they had a pretty genuine connection.
I agree. I believe so. But she's very interesting to me. So she's Colombian born, of course. Her
She was
husband
born in the United
is
States because we're talking about later on,
that's right.
possibly.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Colombian, but you're right. She's Colombian, but was born in the United States. She was born at, I think, Mercy Hospital is what they
Yes,
said
that's
it
what it
was.
was. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah. So she was born at Mercy Hospital. But I knew she would spend 3 months out of the year growing up in Colombia, like on a farm out there. So that's how she got
Right.
used to like raising like I guess like chickens and cattle and all that other stuff. So and which is interesting because she said she met her husband, I believe it was, at a um Miami Heat game when she was 26 years old and he was 50. She said she was one of those women. She always was a go-getter, always wanted to be a moneymaker. See, but I see that in her. I believe her.
I can
I
tell.
could tell it. For me, I could tell which women are gold diggers and I could tell which ones aren't, and just ones that who want to take care of themselves and work hard and go after it. And to me, that seems to be her. I could see that all over
I
her.
can see that too with her.
And then especially what told me that was the fact that she's just kind of like, I don't want kids. Like she just always wants to focus on making money and being successful. So that just really told me, I'm like, this woman is ambitious and I want to get to know more about her.
Yeah, I
So
got that sense too from her because, like I said, especially with the no kids thing, for some reason, it just kind of pinged my radar, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think that she's pretty much in it for real and for valid reasons, and in it for the long haul. Because I noticed a lot of times, I don't have kids, but I've noticed whenever women tend to be gold diggers, if they're in that category, a lot of them tend to be in a rush to wanna have kids because they wanna
exactly.
be able to secure some of that money and income just in case something,
Right.
like, falls apart, or if there's, I guess, like, some kinda, I guess, alimony would it be alimony or child support involved? If something were to
Yeah.
happen, but also too, it'll probably make it to where it's like that their kids can inherit money, but the fact that she didn't want any doesn't want
Uh-huh.
kids, and
See,
it's not something
exactly.
she wants, that's why I kinda can see that too, so I kinda see where you're coming from with that one, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So that's where I was like, okay, she's like she's the real deal. But it was I really thought it was ridiculous though. Flying from Miami to Orlando to pick up your dog. That is a bit ridiculous. But if I had the means to do it, would I do it? Hell yeah, I probably would. Just to do it and say that I could.
I can
So
imagine,
no
like, the
hate
carbon
there.
footprint it left from, from that short flight, but, it's just like to pick up our dogs, and that was the easiest way to do it, instead of having to make the
Mhm.
drive, then so be it. I just hope she doesn't
Oh
make a
my
big habit
gosh.
out of it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but like I said, so far I really like her, and I've paid attention to a lot of the things that she's like saying. Maybe it's because she is a new housewife, so I was just like extra like glued into everything that she said. But so far, like I really like her. I like her. I think in a weird way, I think she just makes me feel good about myself because she's what, in her early 40s now or 40.
Could be. I haven't called. I didn't get to really research her or anything like that.
Let
My
me
bad.
let me check. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious now. Let me see here.
It sounds about right.
Uh-oh.
But also, like the fact that well, to me, it's like she looks one of the people who looks like the most natural, and
Yeah, she does.
that's one thing I like about it. That's a breath of fresh air.
No, for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. And that's the other thing I was like trying to say. Stephanie, let's see, Scheana Shay. Let me see if I can find out her age.
But yeah, she's I mean, definitely in my opinion, I feel like she's a welcome addition for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Yep, she's 40. Okay, she's 40 years old. So I kind of figured. So that's what I said. She's making someone who is in her 40s, like someone like me in my 40s, makes you feel good. Like I said, I've always wanted kids and just didn't have them. But she's shown that like that doesn't have to be your end all be all. It could still go out and be successful. Like being a mom and
Yeah,
a wife and all those labels, like that doesn't like you could still thrive and be important and matter without having all that. Anyway, okay, but I thought no, oh yeah, that's what I thought was really funny. Like when she was saying she thought about freezing her eggs once, but she's like, I don't even have time to even go do that.
yeah.
So
Which I
that's
definitely think
super.
she's telling the truth that because it's like I mean,
Yeah,
especially I mean, if, over like, with her husband running the kind of business that he runs, and I'm assuming that she may have some kind of part of it, unless she's got her own stuff going on, which I'm sure she does.
yeah,
I
she
mean, like
does.
it reminds me of what Christy said her old boss used to always say, who has time?
Did I laugh at that really loud? I think I did.
That's pretty funny. I mean, it's right. I mean, who has time?
Yeah, that's
Nobody has
true.
time these
That's
days.
true. No, you're right. You're right. But yeah, but it was interesting though. Whenever she shows up, let's see here. Let's okay. No, but it was interesting though when she shows up though with the girls a little bit later. We'll get into that. All right, so now we jump up to is this a party that she's throwing for one of her sons? It's not a Halloween party, is it?
No, it's a Halloween party,
Guerdy?
but it's his birthday.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. It's his birthday party. Okay, got it. And so she's getting all of the decorations and everything for what's her son's name again? It's not Liam, huh?
You know what? It escapes me. I
Where
feel
am I
like
getting
one I
Liam?
think might be Miles, I think, and I think
Miles
one's
is I know is
Liam.
one of them. Yeah. I've
So I
got
feel like it's one of like I think it might have been it was one of them's birthday. It was the youngest one's birthday, but I don't know which one was that.
and I've got it. I'm trying to look at my notes right now because I've got it in here. I think it's Miles. Let me see here. Da, da, da,
I feel like
da.
it was
Do I
Liam,
have
but I could be
do I have
wrong.
it? Huh?
I
Liam.
think
It
it
was
was
Liam's
Liam.
birthday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Somehow I
okay.
managed
So
to
it was
remember
Liam.
that.
Yeah, but no, it's funny. She says it just soothes her anxiety to go ahead and decorate and do all that stuff. I see. I mean, it makes sense to me. Like it helps
Yeah.
me when I distract myself with art or working out. Exercise is kind of like with normal people. Like it just makes her feel better. So then she talks to Russell and she starts to process everything that happened. And she tells Russell, she and Russell discuss the incident where Julia threw the drink and just went crazy. And they're just trying to process it. And yeah, Russell's pretty much like he's getting the visual in his head and he doesn't like it. And he gives his
Oh,
opinions
of
about it. What are
course.
your thoughts?
Yeah, just like any supportive husband. And the thing about it too that I like that he pointed out, which was something that was bursting on my mind, was kind of like, where are these other women in her defense? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
didn't like I mean, you saw like Alexia get up a little bit, but it wasn't really much of anything. And I
Right.
mean, and then Kiki did briefly, but then it's almost kind of like I kind of got a sense that she was kind of chastising Gertie a little bit, and I'm kind of like, hold up, why are you
See,
doing this?
yeah,
And but no,
right.
Russell was definitely right in his opinion. Like, I mean, like these women are supposed to be your friends. Why aren't they going to bat for you like the way they should? And I agree with him on
Mm-hmm.
that one. So I mean, that rubbed me the wrong way for many reasons.
Oh, exactly, exactly. So it's just but yeah, like you said, like Kiki should have gone to bat for, but Kiki, I felt like was pulling her away like she did something wrong when she didn't. And I didn't like that.
Exactly.
It was yeah, but oh my gosh. Um but yeah, but I'm definitely into this season. I'll say that much. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like yeah, and it's like the whole thing just kind of like it just wasn't. It's definitely felt like very overreaction, like because I mean, like from just
mhm,
not to overly talk about that episode because the previous episode with they're celebrating because I mean celebrating Marisol's marriage, and then that fight breaks out, which I mean time and place for one,
right,
but then
exactly.
two, it's kind of like I just sort of got a sense that Julia was just like really in Gertie's face and just kind of like overdoing it.
Mhm,
And then all of a sudden she splashes of water on her, and it's kind of like, and it bad enough that's happening, and Gertie's being demeaned, like a black woman being demeaned, by a white woman,
mhm,
and then on top of that, and then you have Julia who is having an attitude, kind of like, oh, I was being threatened, by this black woman, and she even though it wasn't said,
right,
but it just felt the implication was there, and
mhm.
it didn't feel right. It didn't feel good.
No, yeah, it didn't, no, and it's like, I'm glad you said that because that's the same way that I felt about it, and it's like, "Oh, so now she's gonna try to, like, pass her off as this, like, angry black woman," but then she's the one
Exactly.
sitting there throwing all these drinks and stuff or throwing the water, whatever it was she threw, and then she's the one screaming and raising hell, and Gertie's being calm.
Which is a choice for her to do that, for saying that they
Mhm.
were just in the process of adopting 2 black sons. I'm like, "Come on now,"
Yeah, right.
there's some things that you it's what does it say? Like, it's very uncouth, like, just
Mhm.
yeah, think that through, Julia, and I don't think she did.
No, 1000%. Oh boy. So let's see here. The next scene here, we've got Julia is she's shopping with Martina, and she's trying to make amends with Marisol about like the way that everything went at the party, and just kind of ruining it, which she should, and she did owe her an
Oh, yeah,
apology
for sure.
because I mean that was of course, yeah, this is her what, third wedding. I get that. But this is her official wedding because she officially got married on papers at the courthouse. So, I mean, it was still supposed to be about Marisol, and then Julie just kind of like
Right.
destroyed that. So, rightfully so, she apologized. And then she starts blaming like her dramatic behavior on her emotions and miscommunication. Um, Martina seems a bit wary, but I mean, she's trying to be, I guess, a supportive wife. And then that's whenever then Julia says that she's going to reach out, and she reached out to apologize to Guerdy, but hadn't heard anything back. But then said that she wanted to extend an invitation, I think, to her for the party. So that was interesting.
Not awkward at all. Not awkward at all.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, yeah, toss a drink
Again,
on
that
her
was
and
a
you yell and scream
choice,
at
you
her
know?
face. Yeah, exactly. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but yeah, I'm gonna apologize and see if I hear back from her. Then I'll also invite her to a party. Baby steps.
Right, e
A lot of baby steps. But then again, I mean, this is reality TV. They need the cameras rolling,
exactly, that's
so
kind of what they do, is to try to,
they do
get
the fast forward things. So that's
yeah.
been interesting. So and then we see Lisa. So Lisa, she hosts Marisol over for a sweet catch up over some flowers and condolences. And then as Lisa greets Marisol, and they're just kind of like, she gets her flowers and they start talking about Alexia and seeing like what's going on, update with her and Todd, because they already know what's going on. Like with Lexi and Todd, it's like love in paradise one minute, and then all of a sudden it's like he's leaving her and walking out, and divorce the next minute, and then it's I guess hardcore makeup sex, and then they're done and over again. I don't know, however it is. And then she tells her that the update is that now that Todd and Alexia have decided to prolong this divorce or extend it out, whatever it's going. However, it's not. They're getting an extension on the filing of the divorce. It looks like so.
Ooh,
And then
girl,
Lisa,
run.
I know Lisa and Marisol are like,
Run.
oh my god, oh my
Run.
god.
Do not
Simple
go
fixes.
sleeping.
She's to
Do
quit
not
sleeping with him. That's the
howl,
simple
run.
fix. It's easier said than done, though. And
Yeah,
then
true.
Alexia shows up, and then they brings her some more flowers for Lisa, and they start talking about the funeral and how everything went. And uh, then the chat gets a little chaotic because then that's whenever Lisa's kind of like she talks about the party and what she found out about what happened in the drama. And it was kind of like Marisol's kind of like, how'd you find out about the party? But to me, I'm like, she was gonna find out regardless. I don't really know why
Oh
that was
yeah, for
a big
sure.
deal. So that happened. Then they start asking her about what happened between her and Larsa. And then the fight, they start talking about how they got into the fight, and a lot of it had to do with Jody and how it's like Larsa feels like Jody's using Lisa and just a lot of things, and they kind of go back and forth between the scenes. So what do you think about that? What do you think about Jody overall and his behavior?
So, I'm still kind of shaping my opinion of him, but I'm
Mhm.
kind of starting to like raise my eyebrows a little bit from
Mhm.
some of the things that Larsa said, but also when she's on her her like FaceTime call with that guy who was I can't his name escapes me. Who was like
Mhm.
their friend from like the
Remember the Milan
Milan
episode?
Fashion Week, yeah. And
Yeah.
so because he was saying how it's like he didn't like some of the ways that Jody was talking to her, and that's not how like you should talk to a woman. He's because
Mhm.
even he said that, and
Yeah.
if I think that if there was no truth to it, I don't think he would say that video was being filmed.
I agree.
And then with
Mhm.
Jody's eyes too, and like I said, like he went to go play in some snow, and
Mhm.
I'm not talking about being in Aspen, Colorado. um,
I mean, to me, that's what it looked like.
yeah, exactly. It's so, and then Lisa was like, his eyes always look so, just big and beautiful. And they showed the camera
She
his
said,
eyes. I was
I
thinking
was
like,
she she had me, she threw me. The girl, she threw me when she said she took me out. She said, he's got big, beautiful eyes, just like a Furby. He looks like a Furby.
oh, no, that was funny. And he
And
had a
then they
side by
show the
side
clip.
picture of a
They
Furby.
show the clip of a Furby, and then there's a picture next to him. Not gonna lie, he looks like a Furby, but however, I don't think
Yeah.
that's
A
I don't
Furby
think that's
that
why she
allegedly
chose
had some
him.
fun in the snow. Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you can definitely say that. That's yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
And that
But
was
then she starts, so she gets into it and she gets like emotional and says that she's trying to explain to Lars, look, my dad just died. Like you need to be concerned about that and just not attacking me because she felt attacked because whenever her dad was dying or whenever he died. I think it was he was dying at the time. That's what it was. And Larsa was like, well, why are you here? Like, why are you in Milan and like why aren't you by your father or whatever? And it became a big thing. And then when the whole like I guess whenever she and Jody were they were feuding back and forth about Jody, and then somehow or another in the midst of the conversation, in the midst of the conversation, I guess Lisa was emotional. I don't know. And then she sent the picture. Oh my gosh, she sent the picture of her dead dad in a casket to Larsa. I didn't want to laugh. I tried so hard not to laugh. I tried hard not to laugh.
I guess I'm sorry. Well, I'm it's like I'm sorry, but I'm actually sitting here trying to hold in my laughter. Because like I said, I'm not trying to laugh either, but like
I
it
know
kind
because
of brought back a memory because like whenever you know what our dad recently actually passed like almost a year ago,
right.
and we had some well-meaning relatives who told me to take a picture.
I know, and that's what that made me think of, and I was like,
It's like, no, I don't want to do
absolutely
that.
not.
I'm like, no, I'm like, no,
I'm
that's
not
okay. I don't,
taking a picture
and
of
yeah,
my
I'm okay
dad.
without it, you know. And
Yeah,
it
I
kind of
know.
made me
That's
think.
I
I
was.
was like, yeah,
That's no. It's funny because that's what I was thinking, and
yeah.
then I was like, I'm like, oh, and then and the
Yeah,
reaction.
it's like, you know, I mean, everybody handles things differently, which is fine. I
You're right.
respect that, you know, and
You were
maybe
totally
I'm
right.
sure I brought comfort to Lisa to do I don't mean to laugh. It's just
I don't Me either. Like I said, we just lost our dad. We kind of faced almost a similar situation. Like I
yeah,
didn't
of
take a
course.
picture of my dad in the casket, and
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't send it to anybody I'm beefing with. But I'm not beefing with anybody. So
right.
there's that.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah, it was
I feel like I'm going straight to hell because I cannot stop.
but no, feel like you and I have a free pass on this one though. Probably.
Okay, yeah, I think yeah. We'll give ourselves some.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Lisa some grace on that one. You know.
Me too. Why am I losing so much over that? I think I didn't see it coming. That's what it was. I'm still
That's what it was,
shocked by
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just okay. All right. So do a little bit of a shift here. This is woo. Okay. All right. A shift change, and we get to Kiki. So we get a little glimpse into Kiki's life. And this is what I like because you brought this up like the last time we had talked, how with the Friends of for the Miami season, they do what these other series of other franchises don't do. They take their time out and they highlight the Friends of in the season of
right. And
Miami.
you get to
And I
see,
like
get a really good glimpse of what's going on in their lives.
exactly. And so now
Besides
we're
just them
getting to know a little
popping
bit
it
more
out
about
and to a
Kiki.
party or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that because we're now getting to know a little bit more about Kiki, and she picks up her estranged, well, kind of estranged father because they're mending fences. Picks up from the airport. She talks about how she hadn't seen him. Well, actually, at one point they didn't communicate for 10 years because of the fact
Right.
that when she was 15 years old, she wanted to pursue modeling, the modeling career, and he was just like, no, basically like, you're a whore for doing that allegedly or whatever. It's like not his exact words, but he was just basically just didn't want her to have any part of it. And she pursued her modeling career and they didn't have a relationship, but she still had one with like her mom and her other relatives and everything. So anyway, so
Right.
she picks him from the airport and just trying to focus on the present and just having him there like for her daughter and her for her son and just to build the future. So I thought that was interesting. What did you think of her dad?
I mean, he seemed like, in a way, it kind of seemed how like I pictured him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess like I can imagine like in his younger years that he probably wasn't the chilled out version that we see on TV. 'Cause that's usually how it
Mm-hmm.
goes.
Yeah, definitely. And what I thought was fascinating, not fascinating, but kind of interesting was it's like she was talking about how she really wants him to step in, just like into that grandfather role. And then he
Right.
mentions that she's got like a younger, like basically like a baby brother or something like that, baby sibling.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And it like, kind of reminded me of like Nicole's dad. Remember when Nicole's dad before he passed away, he had a younger girlfriend and was talking about like having having kids and she was kind of freaking out. And she's
Oh
like your
gosh,
age
yeah.
and more kids and everything, and then unfortunately he passed away, but it just made me think of that on like these older men, like it's like they can just reproduce until they die. Women
Exactly.
don't have that that
We don't
luxury.
have that
So it's
luxury,
kind of
yeah.
like it's
It
just
also
like,
brings
oh
me back
man.
to something that, like, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
vague about who it happened to, but it's someone I knew and that they had, like, they were, like, our age at the time, and their dad was, like, calling the no, I think their mom was calling them on her phone and just telling them, like, "You have to call back, it's this emergency," and here they are
Mhm.
panicking, thinking something really bad happened, and all of us would be like that, "Oh, I talk to you because your dad wants to tell you that, because their dad was kinda their dad wasn't in life a long time and he was," and stuff like that, to say, "Here's this
Uh-huh.
person on our age and being told, 'Guess what? I want to tell you that you have a 2-year-old sister and a 4-year-old brother.'"
Oh my god. Oh geez, I don't know this person apparently. This is
Yeah,
funny.
you don't know them, but I felt very like I'm being vague because I'm protecting people's identity, but I felt so
Yeah.
bad for them when I heard that, and we're just like, "What the actual fuck?"
Oh god. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing that happens. It
Oh, yeah,
happens.
definitely.
I know, like, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what that made me think of, but it was interesting though. But I'm glad she was trying to convince her dad to move from Haiti to the US. He's pretty much like, "No, no, I'm good. I'm good." He's comfortable. He's in his element. I get that. But
Mhm.
that was an interesting little break. So then we get our little girls' night, and Stephanie's basically her debut to the group. this was
Yeah.
this was fun. So Marisol, Larsa, and Julia, they meet up for cocktails, to welcome Stephanie. And it was pretty awesome that, but it was just funny because I mean, within minutes, like Stephanie starts like just delivering some like these like one-liners and everything, and just it was pretty funny. And she's just she starts like giving them like, like an example of like, who she is, and just they're just talking to her. And it's funny because it seems like Julia just wants to be like her best friend all of a sudden. But
Yeah.
which I mean, it's kind of seems like a standard play for Julia. So that's interesting enough. But yeah, then she talks about her, of course, her humble beginnings and financial independence. She kind of just she sets like the tone for like the rest of the episode of like how she is and who she is. So I like that part. So that was
Exactly. She brought up Cookhouse, like, okay, not so fast. I grew up on a farm. I grew up poor. Would you have liked me then? And different things like
yeah,
that. And so, which I mean, she had a very valid point about that, because some people it's kind of like they see, like lifestyle they have currently and what they're working with, and it's kind of like that's what they use it to be, an opportunist and not a friend.
Yep, exactly. It's exactly what it is. So then we've got the baby shower. This is the baby shower, of course, that Adriana throws for Julia. And it's really funny because Julia, and I get it. I get it because Adriana was a little bit bothered because of the fact that Julia contacts her and she's like, can you put Stephanie next to me for the shower? Adriana's like, I'll put her across from you, but I'm going to sit next to you because I threw you this baby shower and we've been friends for a long time. So I totally got Adriana's argument on that one.
Right.
But that's why I said where it's like you could tell where Julia's kind of like stepping in like the whole little. I feel like it's the. I'm getting a little bit of a, I guess you could say, pick me vibe from her. What do you think when it comes to Stephanie?
Yeah, I can see that.
Just like a little bit,
Like
she really wants to.
I mean, it was kind of like, I mean, we see this pretty often in Housewives shows and pretty much any reality show. Like, it's like it was a bit of a rush to become like fast friends and just like, and to where it's kind of like that, and then just like wanting to, it's a little bit pick me, almost kind of like, that, like a kind of an air about like, I'm better than these other girls type of situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that's why it's like, yeah, but that's one thing that I noticed about her. And so then, of course, we've got the baby shower starts. They come in. I like the decor. I really like the roses that were hanging from the ceiling. That really grabbed my attention. I thought that was really pretty.
And Adriana did that, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah. Yeah, she did play. Yeah, she sure did. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And that was set up. And then they get ready to play the baby games, which I thought was a chaotic mix of cute decor, intense side eyes, and gross diaper games. I can't stand them diaper games. I don't care what.
I don't either. It's so gross to me. It's like, yeah, it was really gross to me out.
I know.
I'm not surprised they did it on a show, because it's like they're trying to do something like to keep things interesting. Just the way these shows are made. But I mean, like, so, but it was it before that part, whenever Alexia was talking, Alexia and Stephanie were talking, and Stephanie mentioned, I think kind of like with the top thing, see someone's like, I don't know if I'm overstepping my boundaries, but that
yes, I forgot about that.
Like that if you what's the thing that if you put something out with the trash, like let it stay there because it's trash. She said something like that. I can't quote exactly, but it was something like that. Like, because here's the thing, it's like, was it a little bit of a boundary cross because she didn't really know Alexia that well and was just like a new friend in her life? Yeah. However, was Stephanie wrong? No.
Right. Yeah, I saw like the same way. I saw like the same way that you did, and then also too, you had to look at the fact that, I mean, she is on reality TV and putting out her life, so it's kind of like, do we chastise Stephanie for confronting her and saying something about that? That's where I kind of like I had to, because at first I was kind of like, ooh, I was like, she had no right to come step in there, like doesn't even know her and just starts spewing out her opinion. But then I start to kind of think, I was like, well, Alexia is on a reality show. She's putting her life out there for everyone to judge and pick apart and say and do whatever. So I guess rightfully so, Stephanie can do that too. But was it overstepping a boundary? I 1,000% think so. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, because one of those things where it's like I saw both sides of it, but that's my Libra moon talking, if you know, you know. Anyway, not the zodiac stuff, but But yeah, so that was so I guess it'll be interesting to kind of observe their relationship within the season. So because I imagine it probably didn't make Alexia feel too good.
I'm thinking so, probably not, but I'm excited though to see how this all like plays out and how it goes. Cause so far, like, oh, and that's the other thing I found out about her, which I didn't even realize. Apparently, she is let's see, I'm gonna just put up another image. She is actually the ex-girlfriend of Anthony, of Nicole's ex I mean, not ex, of Nicole's fiance.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that must have been a while back that they had dated. But however it is, it's like I think they may know each other.
I
Um
would imagine they do.
yeah, but
Because
however it is, it's like
I mean,
they're
Miami's
very
big,
different,
so I
very
don't.
different personalities.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, Miami's big, but at the same time, it's kind of like people in circles like that. Their circles are run small, so I'd imagine they know each other.
Right, right. Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. But like I said, I'm really interested in getting to know Stephanie now, like
I
big
know, me
time.
too.
Um this season. But yeah, oh yeah. So then of course, so we've got that moment that happens. Um and but yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgotten to mention that. But yeah, it's so funny. So of course it gets all chaotic. It gets chaotic. Somehow another three sons comes up and Stephanie's like, wait, what are they talking about? That happens, and then something else, then all the stuff cards starts like getting tossed around. It's like nobody knows who started what or why it started. And I guess that's what the
Exactly.
fight's about. I don't know. It's hard to kind of tell because Lisa's drunk.
Yeah, it's
That much.
I mean,
Oh,
a
but
lot of it's
before
just like
that,
it's like,
that's the
well,
part I wanted to bring up. So Lisa, she meets um Lisa me. She's basically telling her like, and it's like then she does. She's got like all this Sutton. So do you know what that fight was about exactly? What happened? It was I'm trying to remember.
you were cut out for a bit, so I didn't
It
get
was
catch what you're talking about.
basically okay, I've got it here. Hold on. Let me go back to my notes. It was it was basically like who's told that's what okay, it started because uh Alexia mentioned how Larsa started talking about Lisa behind her back while her dad died and she was away. And then it just kind of like all snowballed and just got then it all turned into like Lisa just got really
Yeah,
emotional, just saying and crying and stuff. I think a lot of it was alcohol talking and into her emotions,
I think
but
so too. Oh
it was a
yeah, I think
lot.
it's a bit of both. It was a perfect storm.
Yeah, it was. And then so Lisa then Julia walks Lisa out after she said she was leaving and she had enough and she's crying and upset. And then Stephanie's just pretty much like, well, this is a nice introduction. But I feel like it's funny. I think Stephanie's pretty much like, okay, I'm the normal one of all these people. I'm
Hmm.
the one that's the most sane, pretty much. And there we have it. And again, I like her so far. I think this is a great move. I'm really enjoying it. I'm digging it. Like I know that Larsa's kind of like a villain, but she's still one of my favorite people because she's such great reality TV. I think they need her for the show. I think she's great for it
Yeah,
and what she brings. She knows how to like.
yeah, I think so. And I think Larsa knows she's good TV
Mhm, yeah,
because
she's got
they wouldn't have had her on villains otherwise. Like not villains, the traitors. Goodness gracious.
yeah, traders, yeah.
Mhm.
But no, I'm curious to see how it all plays out though. Um, but so what are your thoughts on this episode?
It was really interesting. I mean, it felt like for me, I feel like the underlying theme of this episode was time and place because there's literally a time and place for everything, and these women just like not all of them, but quite a few of them don't really know how to read the room and to
Mm-mm.
know that there's a time place for everything. However, on the other hand, we know a lot of this is production stuff, so I can't really fault them on it because this is them
Right.
like having to keep their paychecks, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's which is true.
right, because it's kinda like, if they don't bring it or bring certain drama or have certain scenarios set up, it's gonna be a boring show and no one's gonna wanna watch it,
No one's gonna
and
watch it.
therefore it would
Yeah.
get canceled. But at the same time, it's
Mhm.
like I also do like watching that. I'm just happy overall that they brought Miami back because Miami was gone for like almost 10 years.
Same.
I think
It
for about 8
was.
years it was gone, yeah. And I never thought in a million years they would bring it back, and they did. And I feel like it's stronger than ever. And
Mhm.
seeing episodes like this kinda just, like to me, it reminds me as to why they brought it back, and I'm glad that whoever had the idea to do it, like, I'm grateful because it's one of my favorite franchises.
It is. It is, and I think I like the fact because it's, like, the fact that they're, like, real life friends,
Exactly.
and they have been, and just kind of, like, when things happen or shit hits the fan, it's like they will drop all that bad stuff, and then it's like they just all, like, band together, like, as a family, and I like that about them. It's like they, for the most part, cut out at the bullshit that's going on. It almost seemed like at one point, like, I think, like, even Larsa and Lisa were trying to, like, kind of, like, I guess, move past it, but that's whenever they said that Jody kinda jumped in or whatever, but I
Yeah.
don't know, I'm curious to see. I'm a little worried because Lisa's kinda, like, been through the ringer when it comes to relationships. We see what happened with Lenny. Um,
Mhm.
don't know what's gonna happen with Jody. I was liking him at first, like,
Yeah.
a lot for her, but
I mean, the stuff like
I
that
mean
Larsa said did I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good, you're good.
I mean, the stuff that Larsa was saying about how she was noticing that he was, like, talking about being copied on his email or that message and being copied on everything, and that was a little, that kind of made me raise my eyebrows a little bit, so I see what she's talking about.
Mhm.
Because usually whenever you give the benefit of doubt of someone of something like that, then, uh, there's probably gonna be reason to believe it's something I don't know, I guess I kind of learned from personal experience, or I'm not that I don't have experience with anything like that, but just in general
Mhm.
where it's kinda like that, if there's something that kind of seems a little suspicious, then it probably is. That's what I was trying to get a
Yeah.
point across, and that's why I kinda think that with Jody, I mean, maybe it's
I
no, it's like
know, I know.
'cause I don't think as far as I know, I don't think they have any business dealings together.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's just that it's like, is he wanting to be a helping hand? Maybe. Does he want a little bit more out of that? Maybe.
Also, maybe, yeah, in my opinion, yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Time will tell
So
on
that
that one for
definitely
sure.
I know. No, you're right about that, but like I said, I'm really liking Miami. I'm really liking
Oh, yeah.
Stephanie so far, so we'll see what she brings and how this
Yeah, for
goes.
sure.
But yeah, I'm super stoked about it though. But oh yeah, so what else has been grabbing your eye lately in the television world? Or
Oh,
reality
so,
TV?
television, let's see, well, we're not gonna touch on that sometime soon, but I was watching that, documentary about the Idaho 4 college murders.
Oh,
That's
that's
really good on
right.
Amazon, yeah, and we're gonna touch on that later on this week, but,
Yeah, we sure
um,
will.
yeah, that, and then let's see, I've been, like which is funny because I've been so busy that I haven't had much time to watch TV. So I've been
Mhm.
floating between so many different shows right now, but, like, which I haven't started and stopped anything, I'm still trying to finish You because I've been watching that.
Mhm.
And, unfortunately, one of my friends, like, meant really well. She spoiled it for me. She sent a meme I thought she thought was really funny and
Oh god,
spoiled
and she
something for
spoiled
me,
it?
yeah, and I was
Oh,
like,
that
"Mm."
sucks.
But it's my I fault myself because I didn't get through it soon enough because 'cause it's been out for a minute now, and I've been watching The Bear that's been on, and then I've also been enjoying Grosse Pointe Garden Society, and there's a
Oh, that's
K-drama
right.
I started called Buried Hearts, which is on, that one's, like, on Hulu streaming from Disney Plus, but, I like that one a lot because it's pretty interesting, but it's also a lot more racy than K-dramas you find, so that caught me off guard, but it's good. Um,
Mhm.
did I mention Grosse Pointe Garden Society?
Yeah, you said you were watching
Oh,
that.
yeah, that one's
That
been
I'd
yeah,
have actually I need to finish that. Well, not finish it. Well, I need to pick up where I left off at because that's actually a really good show.
it is, it's highly entertaining, yeah, and, so I've been enjoying that too, and then, what else? I know there's something else recent that I'll start watching. I started watching that a little bit of that show Building the Band on Netflix, but it's almost kinda like
Oh.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to put together like teams of groups to put together like boy groups, girl groups, or like co-ed groups.
Right.
But I'm not really feeling it. I mean, I guess it seems to be doing pretty well. I think are doing all right. But Liam Payne was actually one of the judges, one of the guest judges on there.
That's what yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm okay, I was about to get into that. Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay.
Yeah, and so that was interesting, but one of the things that surprised me the most, like one of the things that surprised me because I watched the first episode, but one of the guys that was a contestant on there, Chance Perez, he was in that group that I listened to years ago in real life that was put together on a boy band show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and like I was surprised he was eliminated in the first episode, which I was surprised by because he was like the number one guy and number one contestant on that show. And
Mhm,
but then also too another girl who was on Pop Star Academy for Cat's Side, which also had Dream Academy, that survival show. Gosh, her name's escaping me right now. She was on it. Haley, I think, maybe. No, I don't know if it was Haley. She was on there too, and she was also eliminated, which really
okay.
surprised me too, especially with her because she was one of their top candidates, and they went through that whole like K-pop training system, which is intense, and
Mhm,
I mean, they worked them. They really worked them. So I was surprised that she didn't really make it either. And but they didn't even show her singing. But I don't know. Just kind of like I mean, it kind of depends, I guess, on what record label takes them, how they handle these groups and stuff. But I mean, you never know. Because
right.
I mean, I didn't expect Fifth Harmony to do nearly as well as they did.
Mhm.
But
No, that's true, yeah.
I will say, what happens. But I have like really, I mean, AJ McLean hosts that, so I watched a little bit of that, and I know there's something else that and it's like I'm kicking myself right now. I feel like it's something a big one, and I can't remember. But and I'm surprised because I never watch as much TV, but I'm rotating between so many shows that I can't finish anything, and I think it's where my ADD comes in.
ADD, oh, yeah, that's like and that's different from ADHD,
Yeah.
apparently.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think I have it 'cause I've never been diagnosed with it. I just get distracted. But
Yeah, because I'm not
I
hyperactive, but I just get like I get bored easily sometimes.
Oh,
So I
see,
think
I
that's
get
what it
I
is.
get I get bored. I get super bored. But like for me though, I'm like one of those people. I realized it the other day. I actually posted this on my Facebook. I realized that I just need excitement slash chaos in my life in order for me to not be bored. But when I say chaos, I mean that like not drama, but just like things are just here and there for something like just to go out of sorts.
Like just
And then
lots
for
of
me to just kind of
things
like
and lots of moving
feel with it.
parts.
Yeah, like that's I like things of lots of different moving parts.
Yeah, I can see that makes sense. I can see that.
Like I like a variety.
Mhm.
I don't like
Yeah.
boredom. So I thought about it. I was like the way I said that, I was like, I don't want to sound like I'm
Mhm.
a crazy person or like, but I don't know. Well,
Oh,
I guess
that's what I was watching
Mhm.
Squid Game because that's a really, really huge popular show right now worldwide, and I'm watching that too, and, like, I need to finish it
You know,
before
I
I
know
get
like
spoiled.
nothing about it. I just know about the name and that everybody would talk about it. I never had like a desire or interest in it.
I mean, I get it, that's because which is funny because 'cause I'm not really into, like, stuff like that too, but it's me, it's suspenseful enough to where it's fascinating, so I really like that, that's another one I watch just, like, to finish watching that one, but, I mean, the biggest one I'm trying to get through right now is, One Night in Idaho, the, documentary.
Yeah, I
Talk
haven't
about
started
that one.
that one yet. I'm still working on the Idaho 4 documentary that is on, is it Amazon I was watching or is it Peacock? The one I told you about to watch, I think it was on Peacock.
Peacock, yes, because the one yeah, the
Okay, yeah, I have to
One Night in
finish
Idaho is on
watching that. Yeah, that one
Amazon,
and that
yeah.
one was pretty good, pretty eye-opening, but
Yeah, it was. And
yeah. Oh,
oh,
yeah.
that's another thing I forgot about too. So what do you think about this revelation with Scheana and Brock?
Yes! Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, that is very interesting to me. So, of course, Sheena wrote this memoir, and in the memoir, that's where this all came out, right?
Right.
That's it came out hypocritical, very hypocritical, and I like, um, I'm assuming it's for a money grab, but you both of them put on this whole big show in this front, and that's I think of what it's just the whole reaction to the whole thing with Raquel or Rachel, whatever her name is, the whole scandal thing and the way she reacted and stuff and everything. And it's like, and the way I don't know, it's to me, it's very hypocritical.
Yeah, so
I'm like,
like
how
so
you
there's a yeah, so like guess anyone who doesn't really know about what happened. So Scheana, she is releasing a book. I don't know if the book came out just yet, but she released an excerpt of it. I believe it was one of this. It might have been Us Weekly, I think, or was it? No, it was Glamour. It's Glamour
Mhm.
magazine. She released an excerpt about it, and she mentioned how the revelation it was that Brock had actually cheated on her while she was pregnant with Summer, their daughter. And the reason why this is a big
Yeah.
deal is because the whole thing that went down with Sandoval whenever her best friend Tom Sandoval cheated on her other best friend Ariana Maddox, and like when they were like
Mhm.
together for 10 years with another girl in their friend group who was Sheena's other best friend. She has a lot of best friends.
I
You know,
know.
Raquel, who's now Rachel Levis, who went back to Rachel. Uh, so that's what that was about, and it's kind of like during the whole like scrutiny of it all, but then because so apparently the timing of this is that Scheana didn't know about this until after the scandal had happened
Oh,
because
really?
Brock just because see Brock had apparently what she was saying was that Brock had actually admitted to it um after they were married and whenever he had admitted to later on like
Oh,
after the whole scandal thing happened that they were together just kind of watching movies or something like that and
oh,
somehow he
okay.
just brought up to her right then and there. But so it's kind of like so during season 10, like the end of even like the end of it, whenever she confronted Sandoval about what happened, those are real
Mhm.
emotions because she didn't know that he was even cheating that even happened. So apparently it sounds
Okay.
like Brock had actually ended the affair or whatever, but I think it was someone in San Diego.
Oh,
He had
got it. That would
ended
make
that
sense because they were out there a
because he was
lot. Yeah.
living, yeah, and she was and then and so like he ended that affair like I think long before they got married, but he admitted to it later on. But the thing is that people were saying this about that they went through entire season 11 filming, and a lot of people said that it makes sense now with their movements, how they were just
Mhm.
wanting Ariana to move on, probably because Sheena had to move on, and that they want to. I guess they didn't want to give up the ghost because you know they needed to generate income and needed to still follow the success of Vanderpump Rules.
Right. Oh, that is so interesting to me. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can Google like any kind of little articles and everything. Let's see here. Here's something from E Online. I'll share this really quickly. It's
Okay,
a
yeah.
little random pick up and finding here. Let me just share my screen. Let's see here. That's funny. We ended up pivoting and talking about this here.
Yeah.
I am here for it. Let's see. This is from E. Let's see what we got. Okay, so let's look at this article real fast. So, with Vanderpump Rules, Lala Kent knew about Brock Davies cheating on Scheana Shay. Let's look at this really quickly. Da-da-da. Vanderpump Rules, Lala Kent broke her silence about. Da-da. Okay, let me get through that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Lala Kent is weighing in on Scheana Shay and Brock Davies' marriage drama. Several days after Scheana revealed her husband of 4 years cheated on her in 2020 while she was pregnant with their daughter Summer Moon, Lala revealed whether or not she knew about the Australian athlete's past affair. Yes, I did, but not for a while. The 34-year-old shared on the July 14th episode of Kid and Lala. Oh, wait, I was watching that today. Oh, this article just came out. Because I
Oh,
literally,
really?
like,
Okay.
2 hours ago, watched. Yeah, I was literally 2 hours ago eating crawfish and watching this episode of Kid and Lala with her and
Yeah.
her brother. They were talking about this, and this is exactly what she said. And that she said she like kind of gave um her little take on it. Yeah, she really didn't contribute like a whole lot, but um
I
she
know it's
just
kind
like
of
saying that she
understandable
was
because it's not her
shocked
story to tell, so
about it. But yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And like she said, it's like not her relationship. So yeah, it's interesting. But I was just kind of surprised. I was surprised in a way. But then again, like you said, it's just I could see how he probably I wonder what prompted him to did they say what prompted him to like tell her?
I don't remember. I don't know, but I also heard like I also listened to a little bit of she's speaking with Emily Hanks, and she and what's his name? Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah, Ken.
Yeah, she and Ken were talking about it. And so Kendrick, yeah, she and Kendrick were talking about it.
Kendrick, yeah.
And so and they were saying that goodness, I can't remember if like what I don't know what prompted him. I think that I don't know if they touched on it or not, or if even they knew, or if anybody knows what prompted him, but he just told her about it. And it was that, and what else? And there was something about that I wanted to mention that they mentioned. Something about I think the way that he moved and navigated, where it's kind of like he's being looked at as like the voice of reason, but then yet that's what it was. They mentioned, yeah, that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there were rumors that he and Raquel were even having an affair. Yeah. And I
Oh, I
remember
remember
that.
that. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
that's what they're talking about. And they said there were also blind items about him having cheated on Scheana. So that the blind items are probably true. That's
Mhm.
probably what it was referring to.
Oh, I do believe that.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's so crazy.
Well,
That's
unfortunately, it's like when it comes to men,
I know, I'm
especially like
interested
out in
though.
LA. Yeah, it's like I mean,
Mhm.
I can't say I'm surprised, and I hate to sound
Yeah, but I
incredibly
think it's
cynical,
like people
but
just I think it's yeah, I think but that can be like it's people in general, just people.
oh, I know, yeah,
People being people,
oh, for sure.
I guess. But yeah, no, that sucks. That cheating stuff, that does suck.
Mhm.
But yeah, all right. Well, I guess I gotta go. That wraps us up. We did pretty good though. We're almost
Yeah, I
at
think
an
so too.
hour. So yeah, y'all. So
Mhm.
don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. And oh, also too, Wednesday nights, catch Danielle Peterson, aka Danny Gossip Girl of Pop Culture Expose, because we break down and we recap. And this is the finale episode. I'm sorry, the final week of Love Island USA. And that's how we're doing a giveaway. So y'all should come on over and take a look. We put all the instructions in our Instagram and on a Facebook group, in our Facebook group as well. So yeah, we got all that there, but that'll be a fun time, good time. Blair, you ought to join us if you're free.
I'll probably do that,
It
yeah, because
should
like I
be
mean,
fun.
I haven't really been into the fight. Okay, I haven't really been into the whole Love Island thing. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't. And I will say,
Yeah,
funny
just
enough,
not your
like
thing. I get it.
yeah, strangely enough, it's like my algorithm on TikTok has been nothing but Love Island, basically, which is strange because I've only been
Uh-huh.
watching. So, like, essentially, everything I've learned about it has been against my will. It
That's
is what it
funny.
is. It's
That is
fine, and yeah.
so funny. For whatever reason, I got like really hooked on it this season. So, but yeah, we've been recapping it. But yeah,
A
feel
lot of
free to
people
jump in the
have, yeah.
comments section though. That'll be fun.
Mhm.
That'll be
You'll
fun.
probably
Oh
see me
yeah.
there.
All right. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. This is Kimberly Bryant, Blair Bryant with
Yeah,
this is Kimberly A.
no problem.
Bryant and Blair of
Yeah,
the Pop Culture Green Room. Well,
I'll
me
see you
too.
there.
You know the deal. Anyway,
Yeah,
thank y'all for joining us. Y'all have fun.
always a
Stay
pleasure.
safe. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do or would have done before a while back. Anyway, have a good one. Stay safe. Love y'all. Bye bye.